Hey, hope everyone's well. So today I'm celebrating as another meditation of mine just hit 1 million views on YouTube. So in this video, I want to share with you kind of the story behind that meditation, the things I think that have helped it to do so well, my analytics, including things like CTR and the revenue that YouTube paid me, as well as some kind of takeaways so that you can improve your YouTube videos too. All right, so let's jump in. This video is called, get it up for you, Cord Cutting Meditation, Release Unhealthy Attachments and Call Back Your Power. So it's an interesting one. It's more of a niche topic. If you remember, my first million viewed meditation was a 5-minute morning meditation for productivity that I recorded on my iPhone with no script. Kind of generic in a way, it appealed to a lot of people. People come back to it day after day. So I could see why it hit that million views, particularly when I shared it, I think 9 years ago or so on YouTube. This one's different, as I said, more niche, more targeted audience. I mean, a lot of people don't even really know what cord cutting is. And I shared this 4 years ago. So kind of travel back in time. 4 years ago, I used to have an agent and I would write scripts for different clients and other big meditation teachers or projects. And I would actually, just sell my work through the agent. They would commission something and I would do that. So I had this big project. It was like 7 different meditations, each one around half an hour. And they wanted then a breakdown of the meditation so that other teachers could kind of buy this package of scripts and be able to share them with their kind of audience or their in-person classes, and it would break down each style of meditation. And I had a lot of creative license when it came to what types of meditations I put in there. So I wrote all different styles, from loving kindness and mindfulness. And this was a bit of a wild card that I threw in, a cord cutting meditation, because I could see it was blowing up on YouTube. It was a searched for topic, and I found it really interesting too. So I handed over the finished project to the agent. They gave it to the client, and she came back and said, listen, they love all of it. They think it's really great. They're very happy. But the cord cutting meditation, they think it's a little bit too far for them. Like perhaps some people could interpret it as cutting cords or releasing attachments from, say, religious beliefs, or maybe it crosses the line of what they're comfortable with. So I was like, cool, no problem. Wrote them another script. They were happy, signed that off. And then I was left with this meditation, of course. I'm going to put it on YouTube. So that's what I did. I remember getting this stock image of Adobe stock. I think you get 10 images free, and they still do the deal now. And then you can cancel your subscription and you get to use the 10 images. And I remember finding this. And at the time I was like, wow, that's, that's so cool. This was before the advent of, AI, when things could be used and created. But yeah, it's funny looking at that now. It was just this, the whole video, not my face in anything, no moving images or anything. It was just this one static photo I found on Adobe stock. So that's the story behind it. Took 4 years to get to 1 million views. Let's have a look at the stats. All right, so here you can see 1 million. You can see the growth chart here. 208,000 hours of watch time. And this one kind of blew my mind. 13,000 subscribers to my channel came from this one meditation. That's over 50% of all my subscribers just come from this. So it shows you the power of one meditation. It can really change everything and can get you monetized. It can get you the 1 million views. It can get you the subscribers. That's why I love YouTube so much. Estimated revenue, £6,750 total, and that's from ad revenue, the split that YouTube give you by putting ads before and after your meditations. I always click no mid-roll, so no one's going to be interrupted when they're listening to the meditation. It goes up and down the real time, but most of the time it averages closer to about 1,000 views a day. That goes up and down depending on time of year and if there's a little boost or someone's kind of pushing it. I think some interesting things to note with this. Let me just have a look at my notes. If you go to Google and search cord cutting meditation, you get this right up here. And this is also my meditation. This is mine. This is mine. I don't know how this has ended up as a song, but we'll take it. And I can see from my analytics that a lot of traffic is coming from Google. So that's something to keep in mind when you are sharing things on YouTube, is like, how can I make it more SEO friendly for Google? You know, am I repeating things in the description? Is the title clear? And I think place obviously comes into that too, as they're going to push things with higher plays. But I got lucky with this being featured at the top of Google. And it's, if you search cord cutting meditation YouTube, it should be within like the first 3 meditations too. So it's getting a lot of traffic from YouTube pushing it and from Google pushing it. But with this, I think, let's just have a look at retention. 43% APV, so how long people watching. That's about standard for my channel. I think it's a little bit better considering the length of the meditation. So obviously people have got more time to click out. Yeah, 43% of people are listening all the way to the end. Another thing is the comments. So if you click on it, I think my first million viewed meditation had, I don't know, 300 comments. This has a lot of comments. And I remember someone saying to me, you know, when a video is doing well is when people start talking to one another in the comments. So they're not just leaving a comment for you, there's like a thread and they talk to one another. An unusual thing about this video was just the sheer amount of comments. And there was one in particular, this one, it had 1.2 thousand likes and 100 replies just to one comment. And I just see people talking to one another and sharing their experience. I think this is a key point in getting those successful videos, high viewed videos, having something that gets people engaged, that encourages them to like talk to one another, or share how they're feeling or share what they went through. And I think people do this naturally with this video because it was such, it's an emotional journey, right? You're called to perhaps visit something or release something or let something go, and everyone's having different experiences, whether they're like visual, auditory, or after someone, you know, someone will call them up from the past, or like these things brought the listeners of this video together. And I think having over 1,000 comments on a video has definitely helped to push this video, and get YouTube to push it out more, because this is actually very high. My highest viewed commented video, I think my first million viewed video, was 300 comments. So you can see the difference in that. So yeah, how could you take that and apply that to your work, even beyond the pinned comment of share your experience? Like, is there something you could weave into the journey, or a way you can encourage people to communicate with one another more, and that's going to help to bump up your views too. Another interesting thing is, let's show you my Insight Timer. So I did share this track on Insight Timer somewhere around here. 15,275 views. So if I just shared it on Insight Timer, that's how many people would have listened to it. And I would have missed out on the million views on YouTube, a million people who I've touched and helped, the $10,000 revenue, the 13,000 subscribers, all because I just chose to upload it to YouTube. So this is when I hear people saying, I'm not doing YouTube, it's too hard, there's too much out there. There's nothing to lose, really. It's going to take 10 minutes of your time. You can upload it, get it on YouTube. You never know when something's going to blow up there. It's like having access to, pretty much everyone around the world. And yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's challenging. Yeah, it's frustrating if you're not monetized and you've got the ads, but there's just too much potential there to sleep on. And it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can get a track up there in 10 minutes. And even if you are too busy, like, hire a VA or someone who's going to upload the videos for you. The great thing about YouTube is you can give someone access without them accessing everything. So you can give a certain type of access, so they'll be able to upload your videos or manage your channel for you, but they won't have, access to certain areas you don't want them to. So YouTube, as always, such a great way to grow, such a great way to open doors. The number of jobs I have had just from this video alone, and people seeing it and being like, I want to work with you. The number of people I've touched with this meditation, and how much I've grown along the way by understanding the analytics and the CTR and the retention rates, and where people dip off, I mean, there really is no other place like it. And I know I shout about YouTube all the time. And yeah, I find it frustrating too. My revenue's always up and down, but I am learning along the way and I'm helping people along the way. So, and it's free. So there really is no reason in my eyes not to be on YouTube. But of course, everyone's different. So yeah, that's it, I think. Let's do a quick recap. Find topics that people are searching for. Pour your energy and heart into making something. That is a very emotional, beautiful journey. I remember I spent hours editing this, hours writing the script, hours finding the soundscape, probably like 2 days this meditation took, which is interesting because my first meditation took me 5 minutes. That got 1 million views. But I really think that's come through in the emotional experience and the people are having that are listening to this. Yeah, try and improve SEO for Google. Think about the emotions that you are helping people with. Think about encouraging people to have comments. Share as many places as you can if you have access to it. Insight Timer, YouTube, Aura, the likes. And yeah, just keep going, keep moving forward, have that momentum. If something's not doing well, then you've got something else to kind of think about or learn from or grow. And this did take 4 years, so stay patient, keep moving forward, and you're going to get there. All right, I hope that helped. Let me know if you have any questions, love to answer them. Also, do you have any meditations that have really kind of blown up or are outliers in comparison to the views on your other meditations? If so, feel free to share below, share a link or why you think they've done that. I think it's really interesting and helpful to learn from one another about how and why these things do take off. Okay, have the best day. Bye.